Good morning, everyone. April Dupree here. Another installment of Wellness Wednesday. I'm with our very playful friend, Maggie Shellstone, fitness and nutrition expert. This is now week 2 of talking about how we can strengthen and open up the hips. Last week, you showed us a very awesome and progressive exercise from start to finish. What do you have for us this week? Because I'm really excited. This is a very problematic area, especially for people who work from home. Your hips can get really tight and weakened. So tell us what you got.
Well, you know, my long-term chiropractor, Jerry Provance, who's now retired, but traveled with me, always said where you have motion, you have function. And
like
you
that.
saw me what April defined as playing, but what I'm doing is performing, loosening up, because the rotation of the hip will affect the rotation in the upper body and vice versa. And I can
Gotcha.
tell you in pro sports, the secret to movement is what transpires through the hips. Today we're going to show you this 90-90 position or a variation depending on what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
And then with what's called internal hip rotation. And women have more internal rotation than men by the design of their hips.
Correct.
So for a man, this is very important because we don't have as much. So it's all about balance. What the Lord giveth tends to take away.
Ain't that
so
right?
Spencer's going to come in and narrate his exercise.
Well, I'm really excited to see these because, again, like I said, this is a very problematic area for a lot of people. So, all right, Spencer, tell us what Mackie is doing right here. This looks like you're about to go into a half split.
So right off the bat, he's already in that 90-90 hip opener that we showed last week.
Okay.
And what he's going to do is while he's doing that, he's going to then lift
wow.
his leg up, internally rotating it, and that's going to actually help him strengthen the glute med on the side. But he's also going to be able to work on increasing his range of motion. You notice if you do this for a couple of weeks, that leg's going to end up being able to come up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So that flexibility is going to grow. He's also doing what's called a pigeon stretch right here, which is going to be opening up his back and stretching out his glute med on the other side.
Which many of you guys may know because that's a common yoga pose if you take yoga. So what we do to one side, we must do to the other, correct?
Absolutely.
And so tell us this, it's totally okay for you to be able to support your weight with your hands, right, as he's doing?
100%.
Okay.
Support your own weight with your hands. If you want to make it a little harder for yourself, increase the strength that you're going to need to do this internal rotation, then by all means, just lift your hands up and lean forward. But it's very hard to do right off the bat.
Absolutely. And then let me ask you another question. Does it matter how close or how far away the legs are from one another?
Well, that's going to be everyone's different range of motion. So if you can get to that 90-90, that's perfect. But if you're not able to get to that, that's completely fine. Just work with what range of motion you have.
Fantastic. And then how many of these reps should we be essentially doing on either side?
Well, you could do it in combination with that original 90-90, and then you do that as the end of the whole exercise.
Yes, okay.
And do about 5 to 10. And then you want to do it about twice, 2 sets of it.
Sure, no, makes sense. That's great. You got anything to add? You know,
Get ready for the new year. We've got some things coming up in the next couple of weeks in the new year that will change your life.
All right, amen. If it ain't Serena coming in here and giving us her blessing to do whatever she wants us to do, then I don't want it. But on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Start the new year off right. Stay healthy. Stay fit. If you want to check all of this information out, please visit maxwellnutrition.com and, of course, visit wwltv.com and click on the Health tab. We'll see you in 2023.